here at the Eye in Fort Lauderdale, and we should have our headliner for your SFL Super Saturday. Should be a good one between a informed Nashville Tempo. Started their debut campaign off on the right foot, but they now must travel into the fortress of the team that's won 21 of their 25 appearances so far in this new era of SFL football. They've been incredibly difficult to beat, but potentially Nashville could be in tonight to surprise them and send them back to 3-1. Alongside me this evening to go unpack this game, here's one of Mike O'Neill. Mike, what's going on tonight, and what are the keys to this matchup?
Yeah, tonight's going to be a great game. I'm excited to call in with you, Jacob. We're looking for really some diversity out of Nashville tonight. You know, Florida is a hot team. They don't do many things wrong, if any. So Nashville's got to come in here minding their P's and Q's and really just be on top of their game on every single level.
Nashville fell just short of Indianapolis a week ago in what was a very defensive-oriented contest. They haven't had too much to speak about in the last week of their offense, but it's shown some really good signs under the guise of Switch Thumper, but it will be Florida to begin possession here. Bobby Tarantino not returning that kick. The quarterback, Ron Cochran, backs Bullet Boletsky and Chris Komisak, Stephen Bush, Caleb Giffis, Art Vanderlei, and Bobby Tarantino. The receivers, Ron Haynes, Nathan LeMay. The tight ends, the line, Randy Fatt, Joseph Wade, and Greg McDonaldson. Ace formation to open up here for Cochran. Drops back short, throw to the flats is caught by, looks like Boletsky for a gain of 2. And that's something we've grown to expect, Mike, that receiving utilization of Bullet Boletsky, Florida arguably do it the best in the entire league at getting their main back some receiving work. He's good for about 5 or 6 catches a game. Handoff this time to Chris Komisak, bounces it to the outside and is pursued out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, that was a good job by Nashville's linebacking core, shooting through the gap and almost blowing that play up in the backfield. Unfortunately, even better job for Florida's offense in picking up a good few yards from it.
Chris Delro there picks up that tackle. And now on a third down and medium, Cochran drops back, throw across the flats is caught by Stephen Bush, up over halfway. That's one way to convert on a third down, is get your team up over halfway. And Bush already at the races.
Yeah, just a post route into the middle of the field. You see Havel Ramsey come over to try and make the tackle. And look at Bush just carrying 2 guys down an extra 3 or 4 yards. I mean, that's why Florida is as good as they are. They put in the effort every single play and just seems to be continuing to do that so far.
Cochran's second completion officially goes for 26. And now at halfway, he's got 3 receivers stacked to him left. Cochran drops back, pressure got around the edge, and Bush has got back-to-back catches now inside the 35.
And Bush, that time, going up against Tanner Hendricks, the corner. And Bush is just making it easy so far. Again, another post route. They send almost like a double post. The inside receiver is running a post as well and just kind of confuses the secondary in Nashville. Florida here, 2 really big pass plays back-to-back.
Florida now on the move against this stout Nashville defense. There's another throw to the flats there for Boletsky, who beats the first tackle but went back in the wrong direction and is finished up after an 8-yard pickup there. And that's, again, something to look out for if you're Nashville on defense, is that back utilization. Cochran loves the throw to the flats. Not many quarterbacks take it in this league either, but Cochran, excellent at that view of the field. Here's a handoff to the backup tailback, and that's going to be a comfortable first down. So Florida keep it moving there. Avion Cason with that pickup.
Yeah, Cason doing a good job moving the chains for Florida. And like you said, Cochran is one of the few quarterbacks in this league that actually utilizes the flats, and that adds an extra dimension to an offense, and it makes it really hard to defend.
It's been a very efficient first few plays on this drive for Florida, and they're now in the red zone. Split pro set handoff up the middle. That's not going to get anything. That's more like what we've come to expect from this Nashville defense there. Stopped after a gain of 2.
Yeah, this is one of those defenses, Jacob, that really, really tightens up once you get inside the red zone. Interesting to see how they hold against this Florida offense here.
Back-to-back tackles for King Bradshaw. Now a handoff on the outside to Boletsky, who's met very early there, and a good stop prevents him from exploding downfield there. Another one for Bradshaw. That sets him up with a 3rd and medium.
Yeah, good tackle there by the strong safety, King Bradshaw, coming in and just making a really big play. Big 3rd down here for Nashville's defense.
Bunch formation off to the right for Cochran. Drops back off the back foot. He's sent it to the end zone. What a throw from Ron Cochran. Stephen Bush is 3 for 3 on the drive, and he's got a major score.
Well, so far, Jacob, it does not look like good news for Nashville. Stephen Bush is just making a fool out of the secondary. They're running man coverage, and again, what does he run? A post again to the middle of the field, and for whatever reason, Nashville cannot cover this post. That's something they're going to have to key in on this next drive.
I can hardly believe the form that Stephen Bush is in early in this contest. He's only had 120 yards across the first 3 games of Florida's season, but thus far has up over 50 in this contest. Nashville need to get a lock on him as early as they possibly can.
Yeah, there's going to be some big things that Nashville can take advantage of. It just, whether or not they do them, we're going to have to wait and see. But Nashville, they've kind of been one of those teams that have struggled offensively this season. Their defense has been in it, and it's kept them in games. But offensively, they haven't really been able to put the puzzle pieces together. Definitely excited to see what they come out and do. This Florida defense is no joke, Jacob.
That kick return brought up by Joe Beasley, and we'll get our first look at this Nashville offense, who again, to highlight last week, Indianapolis held them to just 6 points on 2 field goal attempts from Victor Ironleg. They'll be looking to get a major score on the board after scoring pretty well in the opening 2 games of their tenure in the SFL. That throw is incomplete. Looked like it was going to be caught there by Kenny Hendricks, but he couldn't hang on to it. Jarred free by Evan Carroll.
Yeah, again, it was a little bit behind. I think that Switch Thumper's got to put that ball a little bit more ahead. It seemed like the coverage, there was a little bit of a gap, but Thumper's got to put a better ball on that.
Bunch formation to the right here. The Switch Thumper, delayed handoff into the backfield, and it's going to be credited as a no gain there. Alessandro Tomello on that stop, as Sean Sanders has stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and now it's a 3rd down and long upcoming.
Yeah, Nashville has to convert on this. They love this quads look on 3rd down, and just hope Florida's not running man coverage.
Thumper throws across his body. That's caught by Jeff Banfield for a pickup of 11 and a 1st down. That's exactly what they needed in that situation. Just get the ball into one of the big targets. Run a good crossing route across the middle there, Mike, and got away. It almost looked like they were in a man coverage. Looks like they were keyed in onto what you were talking about there, but Nashville executed well and gets the 1st down pickup. Single back this time off to the right here. 3 receivers for Thumper. They're going to move Kenny Hendricks in motion here, the first target of this drive. But it's another delayed handoff to Sean Sanders, who's met immediately at the line of scrimmage once more there by Jesus Smith.
Yeah, Jesus Smith is one of those linebackers you don't want to mess with. I mean, realistically, he is so good. Sideline to sideline linebacker. He's got 13 tackles on the season so far and a sack. I mean, this dude is all over the field.
Short throw from Thumper out of hands. Hits Jim Copeland Jr. there, the tight end, for his first catch of the game. Sets 3rd down up as a little bit more shorter.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 situation. Wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that quads look, Jacob. They're going to get man coverage out of it, but I like what they were doing. They're running a scissors concept last 3rd down. See what they want to do here.
4 wide. Thumper rolls across his body and finds Copeland once more, who finds space on the outside. He's tackled inside the 10 by Daniel Wright. What a save.
Now, what a play here on third down. You talk about a team that's not known for their offense, Jacob. And what do on third down? They come out and they go an empty set. They put Jim Copeland Jr., the tight end, working on the outside there, just literally finds a corner route and hits the sideline. How often do you hear of a tight end hitting the sideline, Jacob? That's what he did there. Nonetheless, 1st and goal, Nashville. Nashville's offense is cooking here.
The drive was a little bit all over the place in its early stages, but Jim Copeland Jr. finds 46 yards, and now Nashville's in the end zone. But those delayed handoffs for Sean Sanders are not working against this Florida defense, and Tomiello's got another tackle for loss.
Yeah, and it's no surprise. Florida's defense, what they're doing is they're making sure they at least have one linebacker blitzing at all times so they can get some extra help in the backfield on those draws. So far, it's not working for Nashville.
Wide here, single back off to the right. Thumper, incomplete. Probably put a bit too much on it. That helped with it being an incompletion. It dropped by Jesus Smith, who can do a little bit of everything there. Pass coverage on that occasion. It sets up a 3rd and goal.
This has been their bread and butter, these third downs.
Thumper is 2 for 4 on the drive, but needs a completion here if they want to walk away with this with a major score. He rolls out to the right, throws, end zone, caught, got it over the defense, and Nashville's got a score on the board. Jeff Banfield gets a 12-yard touchdown, and the scores will be tied after the kick.
Gotta love the rollout by Switch Thumper. Watch him roll out here, throws over the coverage, and hits Banfield. I mean, they literally had defense in there. It was Adam Jones in coverage, tried to make a play on the ball and just couldn't. Switch Thumper put enough air under it. Jeff Banfield finds the end zone, and Nashville's offense, listen, I don't like the draw plays, but their third down passing concepts look amazing right now.
Nashville gets a score up on the board and scores a tie here at 7 apiece. So a drive that was otherwise starting to look a little bit disorganized from Nashville. That big play from Jim Copeland Jr. settled the nerves, and they hit them 3 times on third down to get that ball downfield. Florida now have an opportunity to respond. Tarantino doesn't return that kick. This Nashville defense, Jose Fuentes, RC Puff on the line, Jay Mart, Tigger Clay, Dylan Bansela, and Jeff Garner, the linebackers, the safeties and corners, Xavier Rue the third, Tanner Hendricks, Chris Delro, Chris Starsh, Bentley Bonner, as well as Havo Ramsey, Danny Carmichael, and King Bradshaw, who we've highlighted a few times already. No stress here for Ron Cochran. They looked excellent on their opening drive, Florida. He drops back this time. Pressure got there again, but he just delivers an absolute parcel into the hands there of Caleb Giffords for a first down.
Yeah, I love this play concept here. They actually sent Bobby Tarantino in motion initially, and that's kind of what took the defense a little bit off of Caleb Giffords and kind of cleared things up on Caleb Giffords' side over there. And really good job by Florida's offense and drawing that up there.
H formation here. Boletsky behind Cochran. There's another throw to the flats. That's the third of the game. And Boletsky here is going to pick up 5. So those are hitting early. It's going to be a 2nd and 5 upcoming.
That's one of those things we talk about, that those 5 yards, every first down can really start to add up and wear down a defense.
Jokers here, so formation diversity a plus for Florida early in the contest. The handoff's going to go to Comsack in the backfield. Not going to pick up anything there on that carry. In fact, he picked up a yard before he was met straight away by J Mart, and brings up a 3rd and medium here. Again, it was Nashville that converted excellently on third down their opening drive. The hitch pass is going to be caught by Boletsky, who breaks free of the contact, and he's going to be chased down by Chris Delro, but a great play call on third down from Florida.
Yeah, it was a really good play call. Nashville sent a blitz on the outside and Florida countered it with a shovel pass up the middle. How often do you see that? Look at Boletsky get a push behind the offensive lineman and then get to the outside. I mean, really good play call there for Florida. And I'll tell you what, this Florida offense, I mean, It seems like they don't run out of tricks in their bag, Jacob.
Oh yeah, I could probably count on one hand where I've seen that play in the last 3 seasons. It might be the first time, in fact. Cochran drops back. Bush again, 4th time. This time picks up 11 and it's a first down. Stephen Bush, excellent early.
Yeah, just Stephen Bush, just taking care of everybody. I mean, you see Tigger Clay right here. I mean, in perfect position for coverage, but don't mind Stephen Bush because Stephen Bush doesn't pay attention to any coverage out here and just catches everything thrown his way today.
6'3", 215, the 14th season veteran. He's hard to miss, and this carry on the short side to Art Vanderlei. That's his first carry, picks up 4.
Yeah, Vanderlei had some success at that position, and it's a little wrinkle they like to throw in there. But yeah, Vanderlei picking up a good 4 yards, setting up a second and manageable.
Said Joker's formation up to the left here. Handoff up the middle to Chris Komisak. That's not going to get anything. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and now Nashville with another opportunity to get a 3rd down stop.
Yeah, so far we've seen both teams pretty good. Both offenses pretty good with 3rd downs, and we need Nashville fans need Nashville to step up and make a stop here on 3rd down if they have any hopes of going back ahead here.
Cochran got a good block up front, but that one is dropped by the secondary. An opportunity for a turnover to completely limit Florida from scoring. King Bradshaw couldn't come up with it, and this will be a 48-yard attempt from Ethan Sneed. Currently perfect on the season. Well, not perfect, 8 from 9 on the season. Hopefully that's not a jinx, as Sneed bombs this one 48 yards straight down the middle, and Florida reclaim the lead.
Yeah, that's a big time field goal for Florida. 48 yards is a long field goal, and that's not a gimme by any means. So good job for Florida putting that through and taking a 10-7 lead against Nashville. And listen, I don't want to speak too soon, but both of these teams are playing really good so far, Jacob.
It's been a really good opening quarter. Sneed's longest this season was 34 yards, so that easily clears that. This kickoff, though, is well short of the end zone, so it's going to be a good opportunity for field position here for the returner. There in Beasley, he gets it up over the 30 to the 32. And we'll talk through this Nashville offense, led out again by switched up at the quarterback. The backs, Easton King and Sean Sanders. Jay Barmer, the fullback. The receivers, Kenny Hendricks, Joe Beasley, Ryan Davis, Guy Clausen, Jeff Banfield. The tight ends, 4 of them. Jim Copeland Jr., Jimmy Wink, James Walters, and Jimmy Foster. Don't get those mixed up. And then Hammy Wheeler and Al Freedom on the line. Handoff up the middle to Sanders here, and he picks up 1 yard. And wanted to highlight, it hasn't been an easy acclimation for Sean Sanders this year. He was traditionally upwards of 3.5 yards per carry in his career. He's averaging 2.3 this season. That's where our opening quarter ends. Florida with the lead, but Nashville's offense looking good early. This should be a good contest. 10-7. Back here in the eye, and Florida with the early advantage. Nashville have found some spark early. First play of the new drive, ice spread, and motion Banfield from left to right. Thumper, short drop back, throws, and is caught for a first down pickup. So nice little short route there, caught by Guy Clausen. His first catch of the game, picks up 10.
Yeah, I like this version of Nashville's offense. I like whenever you're sending guys on short routes, like Guy Clausen, excellent job there on a slant route. Had Davidson in coverage and just beat him in man coverage, and really good job by Nashville picking up the first down there.
Handoff this time on to the left-hand side, and it was a really tough spot there. Daniel Wright got the tackle. Claim is that he only got 2 yards there. It looked like he got at least 3 or 4. Yeah, on 2nd and 8 now. Thumper with a single back off to the left, 4 wide. Motion receiver again. That's King Bradshaw.
Only one safety back deep.
Definitely throw something deep here, and it's going to be caught in the flats. Another shallow cross route. Picks up a first down, so Hendricks there on that catch. So switch Thumper, finding his target, spreading the ball around quite a bit at the moment. And those short routes are really hitting for them.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell. It looked like Florida was doing some kind of combo coverage where they had a man in coverage, in man coverage there. And good job by Nashville and Switch Thumper recognizing the coverage and just taking what's available. That's a big thing.
Nashville now up over halfway. They're going to motion the tight end from right to left. Not sure which tight end. There's 4 Jims. Best believe I'm going to get that mixed up at some point tonight. Thumper, pressure was around there, and one of the linemen got to him. He took too long. And it's going to be a sack early in the game for Dallas Knowles.
Yeah, Dallas Knowles, man, it took some time. It's not like, I mean, listen, Switch Thumper was sitting in the pocket for quite a second, but good job by Knowles getting off the block and finding his way to Thumper, getting a sack for this Florida defense and setting up a really, a situation we haven't seen so far in 2nd and long.
That pushes them back over halfway. So Thumper's going to drop back again. Pressure got around the edge. Beautiful throw there from Thumper. Finds Guy Clawson for a second time. This drive picks up a good 20 yards and a first down.
Wow, Switch Thumper hitting Guy Clawson on a post route there, finding him in the middle of the field, just over the defense. I mean, that was a perfect ball thrown. Guy Clawson doing a good job finding the open space in the defense. And just when you think Nashville's offense is down, I mean, they're clicking. You know, if they can get the run game going, Jacob, it might be scary.
Thumper sacked again. Loses 5 yards on that play for a second time. It's Dallas Knowles and pretty much identical to the first one.
Yeah, exactly identical. I mean, you see Dallas Knowles there working against the left guard and just completely annihilating his way off of that block and finding a good route to the quarterback. And man, Nashville's going to have to key in on fixing that, making sure 99's taken out.
Switch Thumper is 6 of 8 on this drive. He's found 4 different receivers for upwards of 100 yards. He's going to find another one here, but it's going to be for no gain. Evan Carroll there with a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. And this is the longest 3rd down attempt that Nashville's had so far in this game.
Yeah, and I think it's a great job by Florida's defense to put them in this situation. Now, just make sure you're playing the sticks. If you're Florida's defense, don't let anything over your head.
That one short, but it's incomplete nonetheless. They're incomplete, looking for Ryan Davis, who hasn't been targeted yet, but couldn't reel that one in. And it appears that Nashville are quite short of field goal range. This will be a punt. Off the leg of undrafted free agent Tommy Powers, who sends this one to the left-hand side. They'll want to leave this so it gets a favourable bounce, and it does. Bounces inside the 20, and that's where Florida will reclaim possession.
Yeah, and if you're Nashville, you don't be too mad at it. You know what I mean? There's kind of got to reset. If you're Switch Thumper, kind of reset whenever you take the field again. But now you got to rely on your defense a little bit. You only gave up a field goal in the last drive, and get back to it and try and limit Florida to a punt.
In motion, Bush in motion. That's really been Cochran's go-to so far today. It's going to be a handoff on the opening play to Boletsky. Picks up 3. So again, the success for Boletsky thus far has been in the flats rather than in natural carry situations. But you see there, Ron Cochran has basically been spotless inside this opening half. He's completed 9 straight.
And the diversity in the passes, too, has been huge.
Cochran drops back. Short throw is caught again. That's 10 in a row. And picking up the first down there is Chris Komisak, to the fullback, going forward and making a route. That's something that, if you watched the Charleston game last night, would have seen plenty of that with Brad Taylor Wright. But here, Florida, not afraid to give Ron Cochran an opportunity to look for Komisak. in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that Texas route. Texas route is a killer for the fullback. I mean, this is a great job there by Cochran finding him.
First down here again, and Bush in motion. This is what we saw earlier. This time Cochran will throw. He rolls away. Cochran's going to rush, and he got nailed, but he held onto the football. It was a risky situation there for Florida. He did the right thing and gets 3 yards.
Yeah, good job. Kudos to Dylan Bamschler coming in and making sure, kind of keeping a spy on Cochran, because, you know, we've seen Cochran take off quite a few times, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him try and do it again.
Dylan Bamschler, the former Jacksonville King, keeping him honest. Handoff is faked here, and Cochran rolls out again. He could take the rush, but he's going to throw it downfield. Great tip there. Getting a hand up on the play. Tanner Hendricks, the number 1 corner on this roster, forces that one away, and now Cochran is going to have to try and deliver here on a 3rd down and medium.
Yeah, it's a huge kudos to Nashville secondary. They had somebody over top, somebody underneath, and Tanner Hendricks is that underneath guy and makes a good play on the ball.
4th down. This is the quads look we've seen quite a bit out of Nashville so far. It'll be Giffis in motion to the left. Cochran's going to drop back. Play fake. Rolls out to the left-hand side. Caught for a 1st down. Great throw from Cochran. Finds Stephen Bush once more. They cannot get a handle on the veteran. And it's another 1st down for Florida on offense.
Yeah, it was a really, really good play. You see Bush coming across and just working just a really good spot. Just good job by Cochran finding Bush on the outside of the numbers, and really not having to throw across his body. I mean, that's huge in a rollout situation. Florida, excellent play call there and setting up a really good 1st down for the Storm.
16 yards there for Bush. He's already getting close to 100 yards in the game so far. Toss play on the outside. Komisak beat a man. Boletsky on the outside. He picks up a 1st down, so now Florida's offense well and truly on the move. And Bullock, that's his best touch of the night so far.
That's one of the things that you can just count on in life, Jacob, that Boletsky is always going to make the first person go down. That's one of the things that, you know, one of the constants is that we've seen in life out of the SFL. So Boletsky doing a good job. Great job by Florida's offense, scheming him to get to the outside, and that was a great toss play.
Boletsky now with 20 yards. He got 13 of those on that last play, and Cochran delivers another beautiful throw. 3 out of hands, and Stephen Bush now has upwards of 100 yards in the half.
Yeah, really, really good play. I mean, you see the coverage there. They're running cover 3, and Cochran just finds Bush on the inside leverage on a post route right in between all the zones, and that's textbook. Like, you can't get better positioning for a quarterback than that. And Stephen Bush just putting on a clinic for wide receivers all over the SFL today.
Ace formation now in the red zone. Credit to that completion from Cochran to Bush for the 6th time today. Cochran rolls out, thought about the rush, doesn't, throws across his body, and it's dropped there. First target of the game for Ron Haynes. He couldn't come up with it. 2nd and 10.
Man, if you're Florida's coach on the sideline right now, you're kind of having a little bit of a panic attack. And only Ron Cochran, I mean, it takes a player of that kind of caliber to make a throw, and a coach to be okay with the player making that kind of throw. That's a dangerous throw, but luckily they don't. That wasn't a pick 6.
Not the safest early utilization of the Ron to Ron connection. That's normally absolute money. Cochran now, he motioned Haynes, now short throw, great tip. Knew that was going in the direction of Stephen Bush, but it's forced away there by Chris Delvero, who's had a strong half, and now a 3rd down and 10 upcoming to try and keep this drive going.
Nashville's doing a good job queuing in on some of these passing lanes. Now, they're not stopping every pass, but they're doing a good job stopping just some of them, just trying to mitigate the damage.
Play fake. All the defenders missed him. Cochran was all over the shop, and it's caught by Stephen Bush. What happened at the front end for Nashville? They had 2 opportunities at the second. They couldn't come up with it, and Bush has got a 7th.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think both of those defenders were reading run on that. But Cochran went play action, rolled out, and they didn't even realize he had the ball. So, I mean, kudos to Florida's offense. But Nashville's defense, you got to heads up. You got to play some heads up football.
Florida now going to be very hard to stop. They teed up that flats pass, but he didn't look to it. What a catch!
Wow.
Back of the end zone. Bobby Tarantino reels it in.
Jacob, I don't know if you can get any better of a throw than that. You want to talk about touch pass? Let's talk about, we're going to throw to the back pylon of the end zone and make our guy dive to the back corner. Look at that was unbelievable. The knee came down inbounds, and that, I don't know if I've seen a better touchdown pass this season, Jacob.
What a throw from Cochran, and that's the nice hands catch. Brought to you by Retro. Put a Retro handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23. Tarantino caught it at his ankles at the back of the end zone, and Florida now with a 10-point advantage.
Wow. I don't know how, I mean, if you're Nashville on the sideline, I mean, yeah, it comes back to, I hate to say it, I don't want to be that guy, but it comes back to that missed opportunity on that rollout where the defenders just ran past, the quarterback. I mean, you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay heads up football, and right there, Florida was just feeding off of the aggression of this Nashville defense, which they've done so well. Now Nashville's offense they've got to put it on here. Switch Thumper's got to put this team on his back, and it's got to lead the tempo downfield and put up some points.
Following that 11-play, 81-yard drive, Nashville now with an opportunity to try and bring themselves back into this game with 2.5 minutes left in the half. A short throw from Thumper out of hands is caught for a 7-yard pickup. And we'll briefly go over this Florida defense there after that catch from Guy Clausen. Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tomiello, Pete Mitchell, and Dallas Knowles on the line. We've highlighted 2 of those already. Ryan Tobin inactive for this game. We'll talk about that as the game progresses. Jesus Smith and One Mississippi on the linebacking core. Brian Davidson, Evan Carroll, Adam Jones, Daniel Wright, Andrew Francis, and JJ Bailey on the line. That's a carry for Sean Sanders, picks up 4. And now Nashville with a 3rd and short upcoming, and notably Brian Tobin inactive for this game. They haven't run up the middle much, but it's a short side run, and he got it. They're going to credit Easton King with a first down there, Mike O'Neill. Questionable call there, but no challenge from Art Vanderlei, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Lots of time packed there. Nashville now with a fresh set of downs after that first down carry for Easton King. Thumper's going to drop back. That was in double coverage, and it went over all 3 players' heads. And now we've got an injury. Jeff Banfield has come up second best.
Yeah, Banfield going down is it's a big loss for Nashville. Hopefully he gets back out there. Hopefully it's just a stinger. You do see him walking off the field by himself, so that's always a good sign. Yeah, going back to talking about Ryan Tobin on the defense, that's a big hole in the linebacking core for Florida. It's going to be interesting to see how Nashville continues to try and attack that. I haven't seen them attack the middle of the field so much per se, but it's definitely something. I think you can see it possibly in those quick routes to Clausen on the outside, but I'd love to see him get James Walters involved. Try and get some mismatches. With Walters matched up against maybe a lesser linebacker there in coverage, but Nashville's got to scheme something up.
Thumper rolls out, got a good block downfield, heaves it downfield, it's incomplete. Looked for Guy Clausen on the deep route, but Ryan Davidson held tight coverage, and that's incomplete, and that stops the Nashville drive at a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and that's a momentum killer there. You hate to see it because Nashville's offense has been doing pretty good, especially on 3rd downs. That's been their bread and butter. You lose that, you kind of get stagnant. So you don't want to see that. from Nashville's offense. Clausen's got to hold on to that in one-on-one coverage. He's a big body receiver, but nonetheless can't come up with it, and we're going to see what Florida can do. Hopefully Nashville's defense can step up and make a stand here, keep Florida from running away with this.
A punt fair caught by Tarantino at 27, and worth noting that Florida's drives thus far have been deep and methodical, real play heavy, so it would be unnatural per the game plan to try and speed this one downfield with 90 seconds left on the clock in the half. Let's see what they draw up here. And this play for Nashville, who have had the big hitters today. Now carry on the inside, that's going to pick up 4 from Boletsky, and no real rush here from Florida to speed up the play, so this is likely where we will enter the halftime break.
Yeah, good job by Jay Mart blowing that play up and giving Nashville's defensive line time to catch up and make that tackle.
Hand off on the short side, and Bradshaw there on that tackle for loss stops Boletsky there after a no gain, and on a third down now. I've only called his name 3-4 times already. I should be able to get across that now.
There's lots of kings.
It's a pretty easy one too. 3rd and 6 now for Ron Cochran. He rolls around. Cochran's going to rush it. Don't lose the football. He's been nailed there. Good tackle made there by Tigger Clay. And that's going to be stopping the Florida drive.
I'm pretty convinced here, Jacob, that Nashville's defensive coordinator just appointed Tigger Clay as the QB spy, because that's the second time Tigger Clay stopped a huge, a potentially big pickup from Ron Cochran scrambling.
Clock expires here on the first half in the eye. Florida with a 10-point advantage over Nashville, but the tempo hanging around. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT. Mike O'Neill, lots to unpack from that opening half for Nashville. They're just hanging around here on the road. Their offense has had fits and spurts in the opening half. It switched up, as you see there, 10 for 15. The rushing game has been where they've struggled immensely. What needs to change for Nashville to open up this second half?
Oh, well, they've got to get diverse. I know that the third downs have been bread and butter for this Nashville offense, but they've got to stop relying on those third downs. They can't get to that point right now. I mean, they're sitting, it seems like, less than 10 yards of rushing. So they got to get the run game opening up somehow. I know 99 Dallas Knowles for Florida has been a big problem, but they've got to figure out a way to win in the trenches. Their offensive line needs to do a better job, pick up the run game for Nashville. That's where we'll see some change.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you a shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. Flag on the return here. Seeing what who the clipping call was against. Somewhat on the Nashville unit, not something you see very often. That's going to push them back inside the 20.
Yeah, that's not what you need if you're Nashville right now. You gotta. That's a tough way to start the half. They're trying to come out with a new look, new positive attitude, and then you start with a clipping play. So that's a little unfortunate. But let's see what they do here on first down.
Another delayed handoff. This one gets them a little bit further forward to pick up the 4 there, but that's not. Sean Sanders there. That time Jay Barmer is assigned to that assignment. And second quarter in the other game tonight, LA leads 6 points to nothing over Lexington. Two relatively close games to headline your Saturday night here in the SFL. A handoff on the outside there. That time it is Sean Sanders and he loses yardage. So it's been a really tough afternoon so far for Sean Sanders. And Nashville now with a 3rd and long.
Yeah, just that situation there. That, like, the guard's got to get outside the block, and Nashville's just struggling against this Florida defense to get a hat on a hat.
For a wide here, they're going to motion one of the receivers up to the left-hand side. Thumper drops back, got a good block, and he's found a man downfield for a 1st down grab. Kenny Hendricks grabs it, and Nashville get back on the move.
Again, you know, we talked about Nashville's got to stop relying on these 3rd down conversions. Nonetheless, great play by Switch Thumper, but if Nashville can't get this run game going, Jacob, I mean, Switch Thumper's going to have to put this game on his back, and that it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now, I will say that was a good design by throwing it in the middle of the field with Ryan Tobin being out.
Hendricks now has 24 off the 4 catches. Hand off to Sanders. This time gets some forward progress. He picks up 4 yards, and we thank Gerald Smith and Ron Haynes for being on stats with us tonight, giving us the numbers that are making me look better than I actually am. And now on 2nd down and medium, we go into a heavy running set here. Sanders has had 4 yards off of his 6 attempts so far. He's going to get a carry on the outside to Easton King, and King will pick up a few yards. That brings up 3rd and short.
Yeah, again, trying to get to the outside, but this Florida defense is fast. This Florida defense is getting to the outside quicker than Nashville, and it's hurting Nashville. I mean, so far, I mean, if I'm Nashville's offensive coordinator, I'm saying, okay, we're having more success through the pass game. Maybe we need to open that up a little bit more, and naturally the run will be there.
He's going to throw out of a Joker's formation, and Hendricks couldn't hang on. We can bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, 4th down here is unfortunate. Unfortunate, but, you know, as long as Nashville's defense can hold Florida here and not give up another touchdown, I think 3 points is okay. I think you can afford to give up 3 points. But you gotta keep them from going up another touchdown.
Tarantino opts not to return that punt, and I think you're absolutely right. Got to try and keep this within 2 scores as best you can here. If you're Nashville, their run game has really not been on tonight here, and it's uncharacteristic of Sean Sanders to be so quiet at the moment. But Cochran now back on offense. Throw to the flats. Oh, the receiver was hit early, but there was no flag there. Ron Haynes probably asking some questions to the official. Nothing happening.
I would be too, Jacob. I mean, that Ron Haynes was tackled, I think, even before the ball came out. So I think refs letting him play a little too much right now.
Yeah, Ron straighten the game chat here in production. What? Yeah, tackled on suspicion there, Ron Haynes. They know how dangerous he is. Got to get to him before he gets the ball. Cochran rolls out, got one out into the flats, and that's caught for a pickup of 6. That time he hits Haynes. 3rd target, 1st catch, and we'll bring up a 3rd and medium.
Oh, you know, Ron went back to the huddle after that play, and he was he was jawing some words at Cochran, and was like, "Hey, man, that wasn't fair. That was supposed to be for me, but I didn't ask for that."
Throw to the flats, and Nashville pursue him and get him behind the line of scrimmage. That's the result that they needed on defense. Quick stop made there by Danny Carmichael. And Florida will be forced to punt it away for the first time today through Marcus Agrippa.
Yeah, it's a big stop for Nashville's defense. The tempo now, no pun intended, but they got to go with some tempo here. They need to kind of change some things up on offense. Stop going with the slow and methodical, right? Maybe come out on 1st down and try and get ahead of the chains rather than, waiting until 3rd down. They need to do something different on offense.
This is comfortably the best field position they've had so far in the game. Only 55 yards needed to get to the end zone. Best of the day so far was the drive that they started at the 29. Now start this one on the 45. Single back off to the right. We've seen the delayed handoff out of this formation quite a bit today, and they call that one more time. But Sean Sanders has not had any love from this Florida defense, and Jesus Smith gets to stop up the middle.
Yeah, Florida's doing a good job. I mean, Ryan Tobin's out this game, but Jesus Smith and Juan Mississippi stepping up big to fill the roles.
I was going to say, if you're looking at who was potentially filling that void, put a shout in for Jesus Smith. He's been in the middle of that defense for most of this game. Drop back from Thumper. It's incomplete, thrown over the back of the defense. And incomplete now, 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
Now, once again, don't be surprised if Nashville makes a play. Their 3rd down looks have been excellent this game, but you don't want to keep relying on this. Now, this is something they got to do on 1st down. I mean, put this same play on 1st down.
3 wide here for Thumper. Play fake, rolls out, it's got a clean pocket. He's going to heave this one downfield, incomplete. Clausen again on that deep target. Couldn't reel it in, and then once again, it's that Ryan Davidson matchup that's giving Guy Clausen some trouble here in this game. And he just couldn't hang on to that one.
Yeah, and that was perfect. I mean, Guy Clausen had a few steps on Davidson. You saw at the end there. I mean, if that's a catch, that's a huge, huge gain. So don't be surprised if we see that one, if Nashville revisits that play. It's the 2nd time they've tried to hit that tonight, but don't be surprised if we see that take off for a big, big gain at some point later on.
If it hits, it's going to be huge. And this punt, again, sails into the in goal. And Florida will get another shot here on offense after a disappointing drive from Nashville. They got a good stop on defense last time out. I feel like they need another one here to try and spur the other side of their unit alive. Cochran now twins onto his left. Boletsky in the backfield. Turnover would do Nashville some good at the moment. Throw to the flats. That's going to be a tackle for loss. Good meat there behind the line of scrimmage. Boletsky, that's the first time he's lost yardage on one of his plays.
Yeah, King Bradshaw was all over that one. King Bradshaw, an excellent pass defender, but also really, really good at playing the run and being aggressive and playing down into the flats as well.
Cochran drops back, little spin, caught by Haynes on the short side, picks up 3 yards on that carry. The service for Ron Haynes has not been very good tonight, and it'll be a 3rd and long upcoming.
Seems like we've seen Nashville's defense kind of stray a little bit away from the zone coverage, which is I think is a good thing, because we saw earlier Bush just tearing up the zone coverage.
It works. Cochran here rolling out. Great tip. Again, it was Stephen Bush in a one-on-one situation, but the ball didn't get to him. And a good stop again from Nashville on defense.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge 3rd down stop. Again, 2 in a row. I mean, we were talking about this Nashville defense before we went on air tonight, and one of the things we talked about was their defense is really, really good at keeping them in games, and all they need is just a little bit of clicking from the offensive side. Now, I think we've seen that in the pass game as far as switch thumper and these 3rd downs go and everything, but they need to go back to some of those quick routes, those quick passes that they kind of started off with initially, you know, like the quick ones to Guy Clausen, whether it be a slant or a drag, anything like that. I'd love to see some more of that from this Nashville offense.
We see the SFL blimp cross over the eye here, where Mike Daggs is. I feel like he'll just jump into the game at some point now that we've seen the blimp. But a handoff here for Sanders. That's potentially his best carry of the game thus far onto the short side. And
if you didn't say it, I was going to say it. I was going to say that might be the biggest gain on the ground that Nashville's had.
I think it's a fair shout, and now the tempo are up over halfway. Something they couldn't do on the last possession. This handoff almost lost yardage, but Easton King did a great job to get forward progress. And it felt like he was a bit unlucky, in fact, to have only picked up 2 yards.
Yeah, the second effort was great there by Easton King, but again, another 3rd down here. And this is a little dangerous because we've seen how good they are on 3rd and long, but 3rd and short, this is something that could be dangerous.
They try to bounce it to the outside, and Sanders doesn't get there. A great tackle made there by Andrew Francis, and Florida force another quick 3 and out of this Nashville unit.
Wow, so we've seen punt over the past 3 drives, and this is something that's, I mean, listen, if you like a good chess match, we hope you're watching. But Nashville's got to figure out something. This Florida offense has to go back to what they've been doing if they look to kind of extend these drives. You see it right there with the team stats. I mean, 22 rushing yards for Nashville, 46 for Florida. Neither team had too much success on the ground this game.
The defense is exchanging blows at the moment. Plays more into Florida's hand than it does Nashville's, obviously. Handoff up the middle. Vanderlei gets past one. He's finished off there and a good tackle made. It's a 3.
Yeah, again, good job by Nashville's defense, keeping everything in front of them now. You got to look out because I might see some passing in a 3rd down if we get into a 3rd down situation, and it's the last thing Nashville needs.
Comsack on the carry. He picks up 4 yards there and brings Florida to a 3rd and short. Now 3rd and 3. Cochran with an offset eye. Single receiver up the top. Boletsky in the backfield. Hand off to Bullet. He gets through and gets the 1st down. Had to fight for it there, Boletsky, but gets 4 yards and picks up the 1st down, moves the chains.
Yeah, good job by Boletsky finding a second route. I mean, he hit one gap, had to back up and kind of go and take another route to pick up the 1st down, but he gets it.
Cochran drops back, good block on the side by Donaldson, and he will throw incomplete here to Ron Haynes. Again, the service has not been good for the stat man, and it's a fresh 2nd down here for this Florida offense.
I like what Nashville's doing defensively, though, in the passing concepts. They're keeping they're keeping bodies on bodies, so to speak, and just running a lot of man coverage, and so far it's working out good.
That time they released the pressure there. And right on cue, they back away from the man coverage, and Stephen Bush says, "Thank you very much." Picks up what I would imagine, his 10th catch of the game.
You gotta love it, Jacob. You gotta love the commentator curse. You gotta love it. It's great. You talk about how good they've been in man coverage, and then they run zone coverage, and Florida converts a 1st down. You're welcome, Florida.
It's his 11th target, but he caught 8 for 136. Stephen Bush has been outstanding today. Hand off in the backfield. That's not going to get anything. Stuff up the middle by J. Mart.
Yeah, Jay Mart is a linebacker that is a veteran in this league, and for so long he's been so good as a pass catching linebacker. But man, he's really good in the run as well. Look at Stephen Bush.
Throw across the back. That's incomplete. Good coverage there on the play from Chris Starsh, and it'll force Florida now into a 3rd and long.
137 receiving yards for Stephen Bush. That's a day.
For an offense with as many weapons as Florida has. Play fake. Cochran rolls out. Nashville, no pressure on him, and finds you-know-who for a 1st down. Catch number 9, now upward of 150 yards. Stephen Bush just continues to torch this Nashville defense.
Yeah, and we've seen this play called earlier. Just Cochran just doing a good job. I mean, it seems like Florida's waiting for Nashville to get comfortable with this man coverage and then hitting them with that play, because that play is just a man beater. I mean, every single time you've got pretty much a wide open, or at least you've got outside leverage on that receiver there on that rollout. It's a really good play design.
Boletsky from the 34 collects 4 and keeps it up now with a 2nd and 6, and you see Vanderlei calling the shots once more. This has been the best drive of the half for Florida. Now inside 20 seconds of the third quarter finishing. Cochran will drop back. Could be the last play of the quarter. Incomplete. Ron Haynes nearly had a specky, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, there was a really close call there, but Chris Delro coming in, putting a nose on the football and really just driving in and making that pass breakup. Good job by the secondary for Nashville.
Punch formation on third down and long. 6 yards required. Cochran drops back. Pressure all around him. Absorbed it. Caught by Vanderlei for a first down. Spun and got to the end zone. What a play from Art Vanderlei.
Wow. Art Vanderlei. You want to talk about a receiver putting the moves on some defensive backs. Look at Art Vanderlei here. Watch him with the slant route. He goes all the way to the numbers, which is very delayed for a slant route. And look at the spin move there, dragging a defender into the end zone. This all starts up front. I'm going to give some credit to the big guys, Jacob, because Ron Cochran had all day to let that play develop.
It's his first catch of the game for Art Vanderlei, and it's also our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com, and that is the play really that pushes Florida out to a lead that, now that we're entering the fourth quarter, may be unassailable.
Yeah, and I think if you're Nashville, the one thing you're looking at here is, how do we get something jump-started quickly? How do we get our offense clicking, like, as soon as we get the ball here? Well, I think it starts with first down. I think Nashville needs to come out and make a statement. Maybe not run on first down. Instead of going with those stretches or those dives up the middle, maybe go through the air. Let Switch Thumper kind of open it up.
That's the end of three quarters, the fourth upcoming. Florida with a comfortable advantage over Nashville, 24-7.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Nashville now from the 25 need to get something going on offense if they want to try and drag this game back. Thumper drops back. That's incomplete. Yard free there, out of hands by Adam Jones. How many likes do we have on the game, on the video so far? It's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL or SLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for Nashville. Bunch formation to the left to Thumper. Rolls out to the short side. Jones nearly had a coverage sack there if he broke free, and Kenny Hendricks couldn't hang on to that one. Daniel Wright, who's had a quiet night by his expectations, jars that one free.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see Switch Thumper there. Last 10 pass attempts, 3 out of 10. Not so fortunate, but I will say this. They are looking a little more aggressive, which I like. They're giving their team a chance, at least play calling wise.
Thumper drops back. That's incomplete again. Their receivers have got the dropsies, and Daniel Wright there on the tip once more. Kenny Hendricks couldn't reel it in, and it'll be a 4th down upcoming now for Nashville.
Yeah, that's huge for Daniel Wright. I mean, not so good for the Nashville offense. For Daniel Wright, he was huge just now in that possession. That's a really, really good player, making some big plays whenever his team needs him to.
Punt now away from down court at the 40 by Bobby Tarantino. And now Florida with really good field position to really put this one away. Producer Cameron Irvine in the back end saying that Florida's DBs are just the X factor today, and it's hard to disagree. For a talented unit that Nashville has on offense and their receivers, they have been absolutely silenced tonight, which is very difficult to do, Mike, given some of the names that they've got on this list. I mean, they've got 9 pass catchers on the roster, 9 players that Switch Thumper can throw to, and Florida's defensive backs today have been on point.
Yeah, absolutely.
2nd down and 10 upcoming. Hand off on the short side. I'll come back to you. Boletsky picks up 3.
Absolutely, yeah. This Florida secondary is no joke. I mean, you want to talk about 2 back-to-back titles and just a secondary that just doesn't ever stop. The big thing, it's not even like they're getting the numbers and interceptions or anything. It's the pass breakups that are so crucial.
Short throw, and that's one back there for Nashville. Couldn't find Stephen Bush there, and Nashville will get another shot here on offense. And I love the conversation that some people who aren't watching this game don't see. Because Cameron Irvine just put Mike O'Neill right in his place there. After you took offense to Cam's praise of Florida's secondary, and rightfully came back with the fact that this team has won 2 titles in this era. And they're showing tonight why, again, I highlighted at the start of the game that Florida have only lost 4 games out of 25 here in this era of football. They have been unbelievable. And
yeah, it's something that it's rare. It's hard to come by. I mean, a team like that can have that level of success, over the course of 3 seasons is pretty impressionable for sure.
So Nashville now, receiver in motion, trying to get something going on offense with 8.5 minutes left in the game. Throw is too heavy there, out of hands. Incomplete, trying to force it in the direction of JJ Bailey there on the coverage. Make sure that the receiver couldn't get to it.
Again, though, I got to say I like that Nashville's coming out and giving the pass a chance. They're trying to be a little bit more aggressive with it. I think it's a really good look, and all you can hope for now is that your players come up and make a better play than the person that's defending them.
Thumper lost the football, picked up by Nashville, though one of the linemen got to it. It was a risky situation, and the worst, I suppose the best case scenario there was that the fact that they only lost 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a huge play by Florida's defense. They send the blitz. They actually sent 6 at Switch Thumper, knowing that he was going to pass, and rightfully so. They get to him and force a fumble, and good heads-up play by Nashville to pick it up.
Thumper with a deep shot. That's incomplete. Florida had plenty of coverage there on Guy Clausen. They've tried that a few times today. It's almost hit on a couple of occasions, but it falls incomplete. In the 3rd quarter of the other game, Los Angeles leads Lexington 9-3 to a contest akin to where Nashville were a week ago against Indianapolis. Bit of a field goal contest there in Lexington. But meanwhile, Florida, another opportunity here to really stamp their authority on this otherwise so far impressive Nashville unit this season, but they've really picked apart their defense tonight, particularly Stephen Bush, the highlighted potential player of the game tonight on this side of the ball. But it's really been their defense that's locked in once more, and Nashville, despite a really good start with that touchdown drive, they haven't since been able to amount to much against this Florida defense. Cochran now drops back, short throw to the flats is caught by Boletsky, got some forward progress. Jay Mart pursued him and tackles him up for a gain of 4.
Yeah, once again, Boletsky just putting a defender in their place as soon as he gets the ball. I mean, that's something that's almost a guarantee. Good job by Florida. I like the pass out to the flats and being a little bit more conservative with it.
Joker's formation here. Handoff straight up the middle is going to pick up nothing there, and in fact it's a loss of yardage. Tika Clay on that tackle. Now 3rd down and long upcoming for Florida. Full wide here for Cochran. Play fake, rolls out to the left. Seen this a few times today. He's going to heave one downfield. Caught one-on-one coverage Art Vanderley's got his second of the contest, and it's another big hitter and sets Florida up now on the edge of the end zone.
Yeah, Art Vanderlei just doing a good job finding his way downfield and finding it was a corner route out to the end. I mean, Cochran puts it right in front of the safety, and it's just a good play. It's a good ball, and Art Vanderlei just wanted that one a little bit more.
They're now in the red zone, 16 yards away from Pater. The handoff at the middle is going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage there. Bolesky met well by J. Mart.
Again, J. Mart making a really big play in run coverage.
Second and 11 here. Offset eye. Bush moves up in motion. Cochran. Short throw to the flats is caught by Komisak, who beats one. Gets all the way home. Chris Komisak puts the fourth passing touchdown up on the board for Ron Cochran. What an afternoon for the Florida Storm offense.
Wow, Chris Komisak just dragged another body into the end zone. This seems to be a trend, Jacob. I mean, just a pass to the flats, all right? If you're looking at this corner should have made this tackle here, but Komisak has the agility to get to the outside, make a guy miss, and then drag another defender into the end zone. These Florida receivers seem to be something else, Jacob.
He's done a great job tonight. Ron Cochran been hard to fault. Stephen Bush has one, Vanderlei has one, and Tarantino has one. And now Chris Komisak has one to make the fourth. And with 6 minutes to go in this contest, Florida now well and truly away from Nashville. They have been faultless tonight. Plenty for Nashville to think about in the week upcoming of film. But an opportunity with a few minutes to go to actually try something different on offense. Try and hit something deep that they haven't necessarily looked at so far today. But the game plan has really come undone for them this afternoon. Thumper with Sean Sanders behind him, 3 wide. Thumper's going to drop back. Short throw is caught somehow. Well done there to reel that one in and hold on to a Guy Clausen, who's had a tough afternoon with some of the service that he's had. He's able to reel that one in.
Yeah, Guy Clausen making a big catch in one-on-one coverage, and that's what they've needed all night long. If they could just get some more plays like that, I mean, you see Switch Thumper there. If they could get some more plays going like that, I mean, they could be some really, really good looks for this Nashville offense.
Delayed handoff to the backfield here for Sanders. Picks up 1 yard. Daniel right there on that stop, and we'll head back to SFL HQ for a quick game update from that other game tonight.
Thank you, Jacob. Watch this play from Kenny Slider, falling off his back foot to Gabriel Manning. First touchdown of the game, and it puts Lexington ahead 10-9 late in the third. Back to you in Florida.
There you go, that game getting interesting over there in the other side of this block, as Nashville now with a 3rd and 9 upcoming. After that incompletion to the outside. Thumper's got an empty backfield here with 5 wide. Florida going to fan their lineman out. A motion Kenny Hendricks from right to left. Drops back, one-on-one coverage is caught and running away, trying to at least, was a hurdling Joe Beasley. He couldn't quite break free, but a good 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, man coverage. You don't see that often. Man coverage against Florida coming up big, and man, Joe Beasley doing a good job there for Nashville's offense, and that's what they've needed this whole game. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but where has this been for the past 3 quarters, Jacob?
3 wide for the tempo, and a handoff up the middle picks up 4. They'll go no huddle here out of this triple left formation. Thumper drops back to pass this time, fires it across his body to Jim Copeland Jr., and they will keep the sticks moving here. 4.5 left. Thumper again drops back, throw across. That's caught again by Copeland. First down, no huddle once more. See if Ron Haynes can keep up in the stats truck here. Thumper drops back. It's incomplete. That time threw it to a heap of coverage that was around Jim Copeland Jr., and that'll stop the clock with just over 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think whenever you get a player like Jim Copeland Jr. Involved like that 3 times in a row, Florida, you're going hurry up. Florida catches on pretty quickly, and that's what happened there.
Thumper, short throw, caught by Beasley, gets a run on, and he will score a touchdown for Nashville, his second catch of the game, and Joe Beasley picks up a major score.
Yeah, Joe Beasley coming in with the slant route just across the middle, does a good job, and this is the hard thing, is breaking a tackle on the reception, hangs onto the ball, and then actually makes his way to the other side of the field into the end zone. Really good job, good awareness by Beasley. Big thing is just holding on to the football. That's one thing that, you know, if you're taken away from this, if you're Nashville's receivers coach, you're going to have a long talk with these receivers after this, because there's been a lot of missed opportunities, Jacob. Nonetheless, not one there. Good job, Joe Beasley.
It's his second of the season, Joe Beasley, which means a third of his catches have been touchdowns. And not a bad record for Joe Beasley this season.
Yeah, get him more involved.
With so many options to try and get the ball to. That onside kick left a lot to be desired, went straight into the hands of Evan Carroll, and that will mean that Florida will take over once more.
Yeah, Nashville coming out trying to get an offensive or a onside kick, and unfortunately Florida gets it. Now, if you're Nashville, just hope to keep trying to get stops and get the ball back as quick as you can.
Joker's formation here, single receiver off to the left. Carry on the short side to Belatsky. That picks up a yard. King Bradshaw there on that tackle. Inside the last 4 minutes here of play at the eye. And
King Bradshaw again. King Bradshaw again coming in and making a good tackle. Nashville's gotta stay on their toes here. Last thing you want to do is give up a first down.
You want to stop the bleeding here at the very least if you're Nashville. Joker's formation off to the left here. Hand off to Boletsky. Picks up 3 that time. And again, if you're looking for more football, Monday night will feature a special doubleheader of SFL action honouring those that we've lost around the league right here on SFL YouTube. First up, Billy Ray Valentine's Swarm will visit Matt Wilson's Mexico City Aztecs at 7:15 Eastern. And then in the late night block, Rich Pratchett's Vancouver Legion will travel to Leonard Butler Sr.'s Louisiana Revolution at 9:30 Eastern. Join the Monday night crew for post-game react and pre-game in between. It's all tomorrow night here on SFL YouTube. That should be an outstanding night of football. I believe you're on the call for that second game, Mike, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that as Tanner Hendricks gets a carry. That's not something I had on the bingo card for tonight, and he stopped short of the first down sticks.
Yeah, if you were looking to get bingo and you didn't have Tanner Hendricks receiving Tanner Hendricks,
because Florida had the ball, so I don't know why he even said that.
You're throwing me all off of sorts, man. I'll say this: good job by Nashville's defense to hold it to a 47-yard attempt.
Goodness me. You know what? I bet you did know on the bingo card me getting the wrong team with the ball wrong. That's a new one. But that kick from Ethan Sneed is up and through, so he's hit his second. He's tied his longest attempt on the season there, a second 48-yarder on the night. So he's 2 for 2. And Florida now lead this one by 20. 2-minute warning here. Nashville will get one last shot at this Florida defense, but it's the Storm who have come home with a wet sail. Kickoff here. He's going to sail away over the top of Joe Beasley's head once more from Ethan Sneed. And one more crack at it here for Nashville.
Again, this one, though it's you're really working with limited time here, you still want to see some offensive production. We saw a little bit of life this last drive, but Nashville's got to get something going. They've got to figure this out, and really right now you're playing for next week's kind of ultimately game plan. You're trying to figure out what your team can do.
Quick throw hits Guy Clausen for a first down grab, and Nashville will go through one of their 3 timeouts and start with a fresh set of downs here, trying to see if Switch Dumper can get something going late in the contest here. They got a touchdown on the previous drive to Joe Beasley. Keep it moving here. 4 wide. Throws short. Is incomplete there to Beasley on that occasion. And interestingly, I mean, Nashville have done an outstanding job again, highlighting the fact that they've got 9 receivers across their team, 5 wide receivers, 4 tight ends. They've only had 2 of them that have not had a catch, and one of them happens to be James Walters. So they've done a really good job at spreading the ball around, spreading the wealth around out of Switch Dumper's hands. Just hasn't quite fallen into place tonight. That throw across body was looking for Jim Copeland Jr., but Andrew Francis jarred it free.
Yeah, and I think that whenever you're looking at this roster, right, with Nashville, you've got, like you said, 9 receiving players essentially eligible or deemed as receivers, and whenever you've got that, I think that you kind of need to try and build a pass-first offense, and that's got to be something that Nashville's got to take a deep dive into. They've got the talent to do it, and we've seen flashes of it. That big first play to Jim Copeland Jr. Comes to mind, and you know, they've got the talent to do it. It's just about getting the right things called at the right times and dialing the right things up. And let's be honest here, Jacob. I mean, this is a Florida team, like we talked about their win percentage, that's won 2 championships in a row. I mean, this would be a tough contest for any team in the SFL.
Thumper's going to try it here on 4th down and 10. Play fake, rolls out, got pressure in his face, and it's picked off by Ryan Davidson. And that's not the way that Switch Dumper will want to have ended this game. The pass was rushed out of hands because of the pressure, and Davidson comes up with the turnover.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to one of his receivers there, and just got hit as he threw it. Good job by Florida's defense. The pressure has been a big difference, and that might be my big takeaway from this game. I think, Jacob, is one team really had a lot of time in the pocket and the other did not. And I think that you can see whenever it comes to like the passing yards and just the passing success, which one of those was in the worst situation.
And off the Comisac there, loses 2, and it's just our first turnover of the game here. Comes right at the death for Nashville. But Florida now with no rush to try and see if they can mount an extra score on the ball, playing the mercy rule, if you will. In a Joker's formation here, they'll run here, and that should almost expire the clock. The handoff to Comisac. He gets forward progress this time and picks up about 7, and Nashville will call their final timeout.
Yeah, and ultimately at this point, it's just about Florida just running the rest of the clock out. And you know, good job. I want to highlight, I mean, Nashville, I think they've overexceeded expectations as far as an expansion team goes. And you see it there, first down for Florida. They've overexceeded expectations as far as an expansion goes, and there's still a lot to figure out, but it's still early in the season, Jacob, and I don't think there's any room for panic for this Nashville Tempo team.
Well, they scored 14 more points than Charleston did against Florida last week, so that should tell you everything you need to know. They've done a decent job in what's a very difficult task, as we've come to expect in this league. to be within 3 scores of this Florida unit in a unit that is so young in this Nashville Tempo squad. It's no mean feat, but it will be Florida who will walk away here, and they will be 4-0. So they are once again really putting their pedal to the metal, and they are not letting anyone in at the moment. This Florida unit, they have not taken any kind of a step back as we probably should have expected. And the Storm now 4 straight wins to continue on again. They barely dropped a game in this entire era of football.
Yeah, and I think that they've looked probably peak form this season, in my opinion, out of the past 3 seasons. To me, this season, they looked the best that they've looked in the past 3.
That does it. Florida picks up a win at home over the Nashville Tempo, 34 points to 14. Mike O'Neill to unpack all of the action we just saw.
Yeah, I think it came down to the lack of diversity from Nashville's offense and realistically what you could just call good secondary play from Florida. I mean, the bottom line is Florida clamped down whenever they needed to and really held Nashville to converting any first downs and getting into the end zone. That's a big thing. If you can't put up points, you're not going to win football games. We didn't see too sloppy from turnovers or anything like that, but I mean, this Nashville Tempo team's got to get it figured out on offense. And for Florida, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, they're doing everything right.
Nashville and Florida will be back in action next Saturday, the 17th. The Tempo get an opportunity to get back in the winning side of their record against the Motor City V8s rather, while Florida will travel to the Bossier City Steamers. That's all from us here at SFL HQ. We'll see you next time and on Monday Night Football for more SFL football right here on SFL YouTube. Have a good night.